Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So look, guys, Pat Bev has come back at Trae Young. This has been going on for about 2 or 3 days now, and it's under a microscope. Trae Young, as far as his defensive effort, his leadership, and some different things, will be scrutinized differently because of this back and forth and the fact that he responded to Trae Young. You know how social media work. They're going to be looking to kind of nitpick at his game this year. And so I kind of want to get into what Pat Bev said. I'll be stopping at certain points that he makes and tell you, whether I agree with it or not, or what I see in the point that he made. Let's check it out, guys.
Now, if any other all-star would have said something, I would have let it slide. But you out of all people, you had no room to say anything. You haven't done anything. So, when it comes to criticism, why the you can't be criticized? Like, what have you done where you can't be criticized? Like, we criticize Russell Westbrook, a two-time MVP. Motherfuckers call him Westbrook. We criticize LeBron James, right? We criticize all these people. What? Who the said you can't be criticized? Like, you haven't done anything. So until you've done something, yes, you have to be criticized. And you should appreciate it because the criticism isn't coming from a player who hasn't played. It's coming from somebody who's shared the floor with you. Left a mark in the NBA. Right? So miss me with all that. Like, I'm with you. You're the fastest person to 12,000 points, and you're the fastest person to 4,000 assists, and you get scored on the most in the NBA.
Oh, yeah. That's a point there for Pat Bev. If you're putting up 28, but the average player may be having their career night or going above their average on you, and their playmaking, they getting in the teeth of the defense and kind of dictating what they want to do on the offensive end because you're guarding them. Yes, that does kind of against you, and that will make your stats a little bit inflated. I look at him. I look at Jalen Brunson and the way that like the Pacers win at him as well. I can't say Brunson tries though. He just has some limitations. Trey, sometimes I see him down screens and he'll just stay there. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see him uh, really give more effort, more ball pressure this upcoming season.
Empty stats, we call them. That's the truth. That is the hard truth, bro. Like, that's the truth. And use it as motivation. And it's gonna be motivation because you got on your platform, you said your thing, you popped your shit. I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you did, bro. Like, I appreciate that. It make me sense. You got a sense of fire in you, but the truth is the truth, bro. You don't win. And until you start winning, it's when your word can become bigger. If this was anybody else, I'd take it. You know what? KD, you got it. I can't say nothing to you. What I'm gonna say to KD, Brian, you got it. But you, on the other hand, nah, you ain't got it. Humble yourself. Embrace the constructive criticism. Get better at that and move the on. We don't have to keep going back like this a motherfucking YouTube debate. Like, it ain't that deep. You talk about uncomfortable. You talk about me coming to the league at 24. Do you know where I was at before you get the name and shit? Right? You talk about being uncomfortable. You think you can make it out of second division Ukraine? Right? You think you can go to Greece? Make a team, right? Make a team and get out of Greece and get drafted. You think you can go play in Russia for 3 years, make it out, still go to the NBA? You talking about uncomfortable? I'm the motherfucker that know uncomfortable more than anybody, right? But with all that, we go talk facts, right? Like, cause I like to go facts, and anything I say, right, is don't take it how I'm saying.
So I just have a little bit to say right there. Pat Bev is like, can you grind and work your way back to the NBA, be able to take the roles that I was given and thrive, the way that I thrived for the length of time I did in the league because of how great I was overseas. A lot of people can't take that path and come back. They're drafted right away, and kudos to Trey Young for putting himself in position to be drafted so he didn't have to take that route. However, I do know some guys that was drafted that can't go over there and come back. They if they go over there and play, they won't be a sought after commodity. Because once you go over there, most people have their whole careers over there. So if you come back, you were really standing out on a high level that couldn't be ignored.
And just take it as it True, yes or no. Simple as that, right? Facts. This is a fact. Everyone that comes sees Trey Young, they get thrown out the building by their collar. You hear me? Players come, they see you, they get traded. Coaches come, they coach you, they get traded. GMs come, they govern the team, and then they get fired. Everyone that sees Trey Young gets fired. That's the truth. That is the truth, right? No one has coach killer. Like, no one has. People are scared to play in Atlanta. This is the truth. I don't know if you know or not. Feel me? I really don't know if you know or not, right? Players don't want to come play in Atlanta. Coaches don't want to come coach in Atlanta. Lloyd Pierce, great young coach. Nick McMillan, phenomenal coach. Cooked when they came and saw you. Cooked. We talking about coaches who had bright futures, right? People come see you after they leave you, they're cooked. That's the truth. When I was overseas, you can ask anybody, the man. When I was in college, the man. In high school, the man. Can you be the man and come to the NBA and be a whole nother different role? Can you be an offensive threat your whole career, come to the NBA, all of a sudden you're the best defensive player? These are your words, not mine. These are you saying words about me. I'm a great defensive player. Can you switch your roles and become a great defensive player? You mentioned.
While that point may not be significant to others, we have seen role players who have a longer run than some stars. Because when you're not the star, what else can you do for a team? Will Trey Young, age and become that veteran, solid backup point guard when he gets well into his 30s? Like I think about somebody like Jason Kidd when he got older. Obviously Trey Young ain't no Jason Kidd, but I think about him being a defender. He actually became a better shooter in Dallas than he was in his prime. I'm only using that example as to a player that has to reinvent themselves. We saw Derrick Rose and the injuries, what it did to him. He went on to have his career high in Minnesota. So other players um, can reinvent themselves, but not even just the star players. There are some solid players um, like a Jarrett Jack. Think about somebody about like that who was a solid backup for years in the NBA, and he could go into that starter role when somebody was hurt. How will you be when they take, you being the man from you? That's a good point. That Pat Bev is making right there.
All the guys I played with, right? All the guys I played with, LeBrons, the James Hardens, the Kawhis, the Giannis's, the Dames, right? You name all these guys, right? But like, if I'm working out in Houston, James Harden is in Houston working out, not James Harden is working out at another place. Every time we see you, you're working out at another place. We never see you in the Hawks arena working out. What teammate, what leader? Like, I come to the Lakers facility, LeBron is there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I come to Milwaukee Bucks facility to get my work in. Greek is there already. James Harden has been there, practices, and he gonna come back that night. You're the only person we see on the internet never at your practice facility. It's wild. It's wild. Like we gonna be real, let's be real. That's real. You're not a great leader. Can you be a great leader? Yes. Yes, you can. Right? Right? Will it take this? Probably so. Regardless how it goes, it's gonna be good that comes out of this, regardless. Right? I hope this is motivating. Right? I hope that you get to the end of the year and you fighting for a motherfucking a playoff spot. I hope that this is so fucking motivating that this takes you to the Eastern Conference. I hope. Trust me. I like to see you at half court stripping them little ass shoulders. Right? But don't get it twisted, Trey. Like, don't get it twisted. When you talk about facts and basketball, these are facts. You don't win. People get fired. Simple as that. And we talk about like roles, right? We talk about, what you say, 7 points, right? Like that was my role, right? To make motherfuckers like you look good, right? To make motherfuckers who don't play defense, who are liabilities in the fourth quarter. If it's a tie game and the other team has the ball, you cannot be on the court. This is the truth. Everybody used to come want to play in Atlanta. Every coach used to come want to coach in Atlanta. Like Atlanta is ATL shawty. Like everybody want to be in the A. You got there, they've been awful. They've been god awful. The last point guard who held it down was Jeff Teague. You just on a power with him. Was Jeff Teague. All-star. Also. Want the main player. Got farther than you. Like, so come on with all that, dog. I'm all with you, Trey. I'm all with you. The game needs it. The game needs you to be in the playoffs, right? You're the closest motherfucking thing when it comes from shooting the ball to Steph Curry. You're the closest motherfucking thing. The game needs you. But you gotta sacrifice yourself more for the better of the team. And sometimes that means your game. Or sometimes that means your personality. Straight up. And that's all it is. Constructive criticism. Take it how you fucking want to take it. It don't matter to me. But don't take it personal. And I'm all with it, right? You call me anything. You call me crazy. You can call me delusional, right? But where I'm from, you have to be delusional to even make it out, right? I know you talking about me standing on the table, me with my jersey. Where I'm from, we celebrate all wins, even the minor shit. Where I'm from, we celebrate waking up and making it back home. We celebrate every fucking win. And that's your issue right there. Anybody can celebrate the big wins. Motherfucker, yes, you damn right. Took off jersey, stood on the motherfucking table, swung it in the air like this. You damn right I did. Do it again. We celebrate all wins. For real. Get out your feelings. Stop acting like a little boy. And when you talk, peep your motherfucking chest up and say it with heart. What are you talking about? Small wins. Yes, you celebrate everything. Every single thing. What are we talking about? It's basketball. But that's where I'm from. Feel me? You was in the house, I was in the field. Fucking delusion, man. Love, man.
Now, Pat Bev is talking about being from the Chi. You know, he told that story on his documentary about, you know, he was supposed to go somewhere with his friend or something. His friend ended up getting shot, and that's when he decided to go overseas, you know, and play his career over there. But, you know, Pat Bev is from that element, you know, where you don't know if you're going to make it home. We all know about Chicago because of all the drill rappers that come there and how it was popularized in that area. So that's what he's speaking to. I'm also glad that he owned, you know, his little Pity Pablo on top of the table, waving his shirt, because Minnesota winning like that, it wasn't like a championship. Now, put it like this. If Ant-Man would have been up there crying like that, that would have been a problem. But the fact that it was Pat Bev and he was getting the young pups to be able to do something positive, you know, and win their way into the postseason, you got to give them kudos for that, you know. And that's cool that Pat Bev owns that. Because what I always seen was that edge is what put him over the edge to get in the NBA in the first place. Like I said, you don't have to just be good enough when you are sent overseas. You got to go over there and stand out before you can come back. And you have to have a role, because the way NBA teams are constructed, they probably already got their 20-point scorer a game. They probably already got the person that's going to be running the team. That's if their best player isn't handling the ball. I know people like to call Luka Doncic a Nemo point guard, but he's not. He's a wing that has the ball in his hand. And so if you're a point guard, you might have to be able to knock down shots and guard the best player 94 feet. You might have to take the toughest defensive assignments. You know, that may be what they're looking for. So you have to stand out in that way, all while contributing offensively when you're overseas. And we see that Pat Bev, you know, when people go down, people go out, you'll see Pat Bev put up 23, 24 points in a game. You know, you'll see that sometimes when he's given an opportunity, he could be the Pat Bev of old. There's a guy that averaged 37 points a game in high school, you know, so it isn't always that players are just so much better than other players. It's about roles, how teams are constructed, what talent will sell the most tickets for my organization, what is best for branding for my franchise, who is going to be the guy that, you know, we can put on these posters around the city and sell the game to. So, yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.